Matthew chapter number 1, verse number 6. And Jesse begat David the king, and David the king begat Solomon of her that had been the wife of Urias, or Uriah. In verse number 6, we start our journey with David. Our verse does a wonderful job at reiterating the king. David is the way marker in this story of the lineage of Jesus Christ. David went through so much to be king. We encourage you to read Psalm 69 if you have the opportunity. And then you can really get an idea of how David had to struggle his life. And then verse number 8 really tells you how bad it was. See, a lot of times people think that this struggle only started when he was running from Saul. But no. The struggles of David were way before Saul, even as growing up. Verse number 8, I am become a stranger unto my brother, and an alien unto my mother's children. You can see David is saying here that with his brethren, he was a stranger, outcast. Go stay with somebody else. Don't stay around us. Alien to his mother's children. They treated David like he was dirt. And you can tell in the story when Jesse sent David to go check on your brothers and take them some food, take something for the commanders, and see how they doing. And David came upon them and he heard about Goliath. And David was just inquiring what is going on, and they was telling him. And David, oldest brother, lit into David with a verbal assault that was completely unwarranted and false. Look at David's response. What did I do? This is what David grew up with. This was not just a one-time incident. David's brothers treated David wrongly, constantly. David didn't let bitterness soak in. He didn't let hatred soak in. But the 69th Psalm talks about how he prayed to God and sought God. We all know the wonderful story when he came to Goliath. He said God had already delivered a bear and a lion from me. My brothers wasn't there to help me then, all 6 of them, as if they didn't even care about me. But God delivered me from a bear and a lion, and this uncircumcised Philistine will be just like one of them. He boasted and talked about David, cursed David and his God. David was unfazed, literally unfazed by this uncircumcised dog, because God had delivered him from so much. He had confidence in God. Trials and tribulations and persecutions will make you, and you won't fear when Goliath comes. You will challenge Goliath. Goliath was talking about how he's going to kill David. David said, I'm going to cut your head off. And that's exactly what happened. By trusting in the Lord, David prevailed. You would think things are all peachy keen now. David has been recognized in the palace of the king, playing his harp, then even get elevated to over the army. You would think David had it made now. already been prophesied he's going to be the king. The very next thing, Saul turns on David and tries to kill him for nothing more than sheer jealousy. David once again running for his life. Once again being hunted like an animal. But once again, not letting hatred build up. Not letting anger and bitterness. Trials come to make us stronger. David's going to need this to face all the alien armies he would have to face. God delivered him out of Saul's hand. David had 2 different opportunities to scratch out bitterness. Saul stumbled upon a cave and went to sleep. David and his men was right there in the cave. They said, kill him. God has delivered him. David, no, I will not do it. Just cut off his skirt. Then David and one of his men went down to the very camp of Saul while he was asleep, in the midst of all of them. You look at this trust in the Lord. He said, no, I'm not going to kill him. He just took his booster, as we can see right here, and escaped out and yelled out to Saul again. He didn't kill him. God exalted David to be king of Israel. God, in the name of Jesus, we bless you and give you the glory and the praise. Have your way. Be glorified and be magnified. Thank God.